Hey, I don't be going live, but I'll be going live a lot more now because we're about 100 days away from Grand Kadooment, which is about 90 days away from the start of our crop over trip to Barbados. And I'm excited, so I am sharing my excitement with y'all. So tonight I want to good sister friend Cheryl
Hi.
on
Hi,
the
Rosie.
live.
I can't even see my hair because like the way I held it. Hold on, I'm trying to adjust my phone.
Am I cut off too, or am I okay?
I think you're okay.
And you still see one live, right?
Well, I'm on my phone. I can't see on computer, so I closed that one out already.
What's up, Maya Inspired? We're just getting started.
Let me see. I'm trying
Nice.
to almost like have my
I
face.
like your walls. That's
Oh,
cute.
yes.
What's up, MJC6723? I don't know. I'm not waving at you because you don't have a real screen name. But hey, hey
Hi,
Cheryl.
Rufina.
Hey Dr. Cheryl.
Hi, Rufina. How are you?
You know what? Actually, I feel really good. I told you I was gonna go to that event,
Mm-hmm.
um, the mass camp,
Right.
right? And it was really fun. So my energy is lifted from being in that environment. Um, I met some good people, and my commitment is renewed to doing this work.
Gonna get some light here. I don't know.
No, you look good. You look good. I think it's working. Look, if you're putting on the light, look at me putting on lights too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a stand or something because I'm trying to get a stand to keep my phone up. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, the things they have to do to go on live.
And so, aren't you amazed at the people who have perfected this social media thing? Like, I'm so impressed. They must have a whole setup of lighting and tripods and all the things in the background because, which is what I need to do because I'm going to be going live like all the time now.
Yeah, I'm never on live, so I'm pretty camera shy. So so please forgive me.
Oh, you're doing good. You're doing good. But so have you heard of the LA Carnival?
I've heard about it a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
never been to it. I think it's usually held when I'm actually traveling to Barbados. Like I think when I heard of it, it was like in June or something like that.
Yep.
So I'm never here to go, and I'm going to Barbados. So
Right, right. It is in June. So I will be here and I definitely want to participate. Um, the lady who's the organizer of it, she's been doing it for quite some time. She said they used to be in Westchester and now they're on Crenshaw in LA.
Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, I think so. I just came from it was the mass camp, and I thought that we were going to be making masks and starting to make the costumes, but it was almost like just a debut, just like a welcome to people. Like, yes, Carnival is happening. The LA Carnival is happening. We're writing grants. We plan to be there. If you want to volunteer, we welcome you. If you want to dance with us, we welcome you. Yay, let's eat some food. And so, but what was really cool, so that was cool, but what was really cool that I kind of want to talk about as we talk, have our talk tonight, right? The purpose of our talk is just to introduce you to my community and yeah, and to talk about our experience last summer,
Great.
right?
Yeah.
But like, so we'll do that in a second. But Like, there was a group of people who walked in, Cheryl. So I got there an hour into it. It was only like five people. We were all kind of sitting around. So I introduced myself to somebody. We were kind of talking. I started doing some other stuff. And then there was a group of people who walked in and they just started dancing. And they changed the whole energy of the room.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It was,
What was
I wish, huh?
that happens to my students when they go to Barbados. Like when I go to Barbados and I take students there, at the
Yeah.
end of class, there's usually a time for them to participate in the festivities, and the dance is really what brings the energy up for students. So I can relate.
Yeah, and the crop over trip for me now is about dance,
Mhm.
right? The subtitle I'm calling it is the joy and liberation trip, right? It's joy and liberation because that's honestly what I feel when I'm in Barbados.
Mhm.
And that is the experience that I have shaped, that I've curated for people to go because they want to be immersed in joy and liberation and to expect to bring that back home with them.
I see. I
And
see.
a big part of it is dancing. The fete, honey, the fetes. Cheryl, can you tell us what is a fete? What is it in
You
Barbados?
put it in a spot now. I mean, that is a big party, like a big street party, or it could be indoors too. I grew up hearing my aunts and uncles say they're going fetting, and I was like, "What is that?" And it's like we say we're going club. It's like we're going fetting. So like, it's more about just going and having a good time with friends and acquaintances and having a good food, good company. And when I was a little girl, the music was quite different. The genre of music was quite different. But I think like now with the Juve and stuff, it's like a big fat, but it's in the open where you have so many different like companies doing the same kind of similar things and stuff like that. So I think fashion is all about just festivity, partying, having a really, really good time, letting go of your inhibitions and stuff like that. So I think that's the layman general basic definition of what fetting is.
Uh, and I think that's a great definition because that does explain how it feels
Mhm.
being in Barbados, right? Like, yes, you go through your day-to-day stuff, but there's going to be a fit, right? It's going to, like, I say turn up, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, there's going to be a turn up at some point, right? And so I want to take people to experience that day after day after day after day.
I would say that
um
like it's usually like fetting. It would usually be between like Friday and Saturday. But they come to like when you go to Barbados, it's like a whole lot of activities that it's like a party every day.
right, every day. And we're going to be there for 7 days. So there's a freedom to it, right? There's a safety to it, there's a freedom to it, that I think is something that feels so good to be in because for the most part, right, I know I'm going to be safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge part of it. Like, here, you gotta watch your drink. You gotta, if some guy's trying to talk to you, you gotta have your friends to pull you away because, oh, now he's following me. Oh, now he's cussing me out because I don't want to give him my number. All that stuff. I've never experienced that in Barbados ever.
No, I feel like different vibe altogether. It's not about trying to to get someone's number. It's all about just embodying the celebration of a huge event where cultures and people come from all over the world to just enjoy the energy of the Barbadian culture. If even when I take my students, they come to Barbados, different people, and they leave Barbados, different people. They come as visitors and go as family, and it's very reuniting. It's very validating because it takes away all the societal constructs of where you're from, what you sound like, who you look like. Everybody is in unity and unison with one another, and the energy that comes with that from engagement with people from all over the world is just amazing. So I feel like the dance is more than just fetting and partying. It's all about embodying the ancestors and the culture, the cultural heritage of Barbadians, the cultural history of where we come from. You know, a lot of our music and dance is influenced by West African culture. So it's all about celebrating that freedom, that resilience, that liberty of just knowing that in every walk of life, despite everything that's happened, we can still celebrate and be joyful. And that's what I really like about bringing my students to Barbados, because they get to see that my class is not about just coming there and learning something academically, this academic like language. Is more about the language comes from the music. They're learning the Bajan language from music. They're learning the Bajan way from dancing and engagement with people. So I think more than just um, partying, it's about just being culturally acclimated.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that you said it because I so for those of you who are watching, uh, Dr. Cheryl Rock is a professor of food science and food studies.
Food science, yeah.
Food science. She's a researcher. She teaches at Cal State Long Beach. She has a black belt.
Oh,
Um,
oh
she reaches the top of whatever field she's in, honey. A black belt in
no, Hapkido.
Hapkido.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she also goes to different conferences and presents some of her research and studies and things. I want to say throughout the world. Where are some of the most recent places you've presented?
I presented in Germany. I presented in, well, Germany mainly. I've been to Barbados many times, but mainly Germany has been the only international country I've like really presented my research at, and I'm going again in February because I was invited again to present. But I go to different conferences every year in the USA, with especially martial arts. But my research in Germany is based on my food science expertise, which is plant food product innovation.
And it's really cool because as she's a professor at Cal State Long Beach, she takes students to Barbados so
Mm-hmm.
they can learn about the history of the island, the geography, its relationship to rum, and how it is the perfect place um, to grow sugar cane, which then turns into rum, and then she also then has them immersed in the cultural celebrations where the rum is also a part of it. So, um, did I explain that well? What you
Yeah,
do?
you did. Yes, I so in as a food scientist, we specialize the agricultural tourism too. So Cal State Long Beach, the university has a robust study abroad program, and most of the study abroad programs are going to Europe and you know, not really in the Caribbean region. And me being from the Caribbean, I wanted to close that gap by introducing students to Barbados, where I grew up. And here in the U.S., the in food sciences especially, the emphasis is on wine, wine, whiskey, bourbon, fermented foods in those areas, but not rum because rum is an agricultural commodity in the Caribbean. So I felt it was fitting to create a science class around that, but at the same time immerse the history of the country, history of Barbados, the culture of Barbados, the science and also the art. So they get to have a very eclectic experience, learn about rum while they're enjoying their academic journey. They're on vacation at the same time, so it has that kind of feel where they're learning. It's high impact because they're learning about the scholarly insights about just the fermentation of the sugarcane to rum. Then they're learning about the cultural infusions of white spirit, and then get into the spirit when they go dancing at the and the for their morning jam and stuff. So It's a very immersive program for my students. I've been doing it for 10 years now. And it's been very life changing for me as a native because a lot of things that I learned along the way I did not even know growing up in Barbados. So it also gave me a chance to learn more about my cultural heritage. And I truly appreciate, more about Barbados because of through my students, and through what I've been doing for a very long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's so well organized the way that you literally start in your book, Rumbulian. Come on, product placement.
Get your coffee.
Yes.
Get your coffee.
What's the subtitle? Rumbulian? What does it say?
So it's called Rumbulian, a historic, cultural, and scientific aspects of Barbados rum. You learn about why Barbados is unique for making rum, who are the main figures or persons involved in the rum economy, and how, of course, it's produced, and then how is rum celebrated. So we have four major chapters in the book, and my students when my students come to Barbados, I me and my colleague Dr. Metzger, we wrote this book because of our experiences. We journal our experiences along the way, and so we came up with these four tiers of what my class is all about, like just learning about Barbados, being the only Caribbean island made from coral limestone. We're not volcanic like the other islands. And then, we have a lot of national heroes who play a very important role in the production of rum. So, hint, hint. And then, it's a really, really comprehensive book. I feel like every Barbadian should have this on their coffee table or their kitchen cabinet, because it really gets into the history, the culture, and science of Barbados, and it's really a useful, um, archive for our history and culture. So get your copy soon.
Yeah, yeah, and I highly recommend it for anyone, for those of you who are going to join us in November for the Food and Rum Festival. I mean, Barbados has an entire food festival that's centered on food and rum, right? Barbados has multiple rum distilleries. It has a beautiful relationship with rum because it is the birthplace
Of rum, and
of rum.
you can find the book in Stade's Distillery. You can also find it at I want to say Ganzi in the airport and K Shepherd in Bridgetown. It's also in Haman's Market in St. Peter. So the book is several places throughout the island, so you can get a copy. And it also is found on Amazon as well. So this is the hard copy. The hard copy is only found on the island. The soft copy is found on the Amazon, but the hard copy is like nicer, more sturdy. So yeah.
Yeah, and it'll help you understand, like, why Harrison's Cave is, such a important destination to go on an excursion to understand the geography of the island, right? It'll help you understand why there's these rum shops on the corners,
Mhm.
right? And what their relationship is to the churches very close by, right?
Keep the
It'll
spirit.
help you, huh?
Keep the spirit in one place.
Keep the spirit in one place, y'all. Libations. Um, and it'll help you understand the significance of the rum that is being poured and the rum that is being drank as we are dancing and fetting while we're at the fets, whether it's Juve, whether it is Grand Kadumit, because any fet or any party, any gathering that you go to, there's gonna be rum
Or rum
in
punch.
rum punch, right? In abundance. And I think that's what I want, like as people come on the trips with the Sankofa Wellness Project, yeah, we want you to have a great time, but if you understand the significance, it's going to stick with you longer, right? And you'll be able to fully enjoy it a little bit more if you understand what you're doing and why.
I feel like one of the challenges for persons though is like, when you're it could be very to visit, like, you know, to go abroad and study and what's not. And I think like knowing, like having a curated visit to curated activities, right? When you go by yourself, you just go, you might get a few advice from people here and there, and then you may end up, you know, spending more than you really intended to. So I think having a chaperone like myself, and you said you are going to be inviting persons to join you in the festive time. I think it's really important to have someone who's been there and who knows the country well, because your experience, whatever return of investment you get, is well worth it, because you have curated activities, visits to different places. So the whole, you're not just going to stay in a resort and go on the beach and have a rum punch. You're getting immersed into a lot more things. That you said dance, right? Dance. My students, we go to distilleries because I'm a food scientist, so we learn about the fermentation of rum, and we go to all the distilleries. I've lived on the island for 21 years of my life. I've never been to a distillery until I came to be a professor, and we have 4 distilleries on the island currently. So just seeing what is produced by locally in Barbados was really, really an eye opener for me. And then I began to connect all the dots, and it really made more meaning from my students and myself to really understand how to connect the terroir of Barbados, geography of Barbados, to, you know, how white the rum and food tastes the way it does, how it relates to our ancestry, and then how it relates to what is happening, especially in July, August, with the crop over season. So it really is a high impact practice to really go with someone who can give you that curated experience, rather just go and just come and stay and go on the beach and have a couple of rum punches and go on a catamaran. You get a more structured approach to learning more about a country than you ever would if you just came by yourself. It's a lot more fun too.
Right. And it's a lot more impactful, right? Because then you understand the people that you're actually visiting. You understand their temperament. You get a little bit of their history, right? Um, and that's how I like to travel, right? I mean, I don't even like being a tourist. I don't like being a tourist.
Or you're not a tourist anymore.
I'm an honorary Bajan. I'm part of the family.
You
And
are.
I'm bringing more family members in, right? I'm bringing more people because I just think Barbados is such an amazing place, and the people are so amazing, right? Um, and so like when I was in Thailand, I loved Thailand, right? And what brought me to Thailand was the food, right? I was like, who are these people who combine these flavors like this? Like, it's like peanut and coconut and spice and sweet and umami all at the same time, right? And so Barbados for me, I'm like, who are these people who have such joy, right? Who have such peace, right? Who when they drive, they honk at each other to be like, thank you.
Well, I was earlier, right?
Because here, if you honk, it's like, get out of my way, hurry up, right? In Barbados, if somebody honks at you, it's like, thank you. Oh, yeah, go
Hello.
ahead. Yeah. And this festive energy, right? So I wanted to bring you on because I wanted people to understand that when they come with me, when they come with you, but you know, when they come with me on these trips to Barbados, that it's not just about a vacation as a tourist. Like, this is a much deeper experience. Last year, I was able to join Dr. Cheryl and her students. And I thought it was really cool. One of the things I really appreciated about being with your students was that, you know, it's a very multicultural group, right? And so here they are at Juve, also known as 4-Day Morning Jam. It was men and women in our group amongst your college students. And they were embraced. They were treated so well. so kindly. They were just really welcomed. And that felt really cool to be in a country that's a majority Black people. Like it's like 95% Black population in Barbados, right? Um, and to then be amongst a very multicultural group who were always treated well. Like that says a lot about Bajan people.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's why I want my students to experience, because I feel like um, a lot of students don't have, in my case, all of the courses that were chaperoned during summers are going to Europe and Asian countries, never to the Africans or the Caribbeans. And so for students going to the Caribbean, it's already a unique experience. And then it's also more unique because I'm from the country that I'm taking them. So I grew up there. I have a lot of cultural significance there. So their experience is, I try to curate a very authentic experience. Then they get to see me in the capacity of not only a professor, but a native, because I speak the Bajan language, and I introduce them to the cultural foods. And in the past, my mom used to teach them how to cook Barbadian food. So they got more hands-on to cooking kuku, it's our natural dish, and they really had a great time. I feel like they get to do the safaris, the submarine, and the Harrison's Caves. They get a better appreciation of Barbados in three tiers. First of all, that way they get to see the flora and fauna, and then the second part of the trip is just going to museums and plantation houses so they can know the history of Barbados, and why we are so unique geographically to rum and everything. And then we get into the art part where they learn about what is all this fatting about. We come to party, we come to fat. And for most students, who gets to party for their academic fulfillment and have rum at the same time? This is a very unique class. They get to rum punch on the trip, do the safaris and stuff. They call it jungle juice. And they're having a wonderful time, really, and just being, like you said, liberation. It's not a class where you're in a classroom sitting down learning a bunch of theory, right? You are immersed into the learning experience and being uninhibited, and I allowed them to be free. That's why, like, when you this last year, when you join my students in the event, the Juve, I didn't go because I didn't want to inhibit them. I've been to the Juve, and I'm like, that's for them young people, Days afterward, I'm telling you, right? I
It's
wanted them.
for, like, hold on, let me say this. It's Juve's for all ages. Juve is for all ages, all shapes, all sizes, everybody. I saw everybody out in Juve. And Juve is when you dance from the night
Right to the morning,
until the sun rises,
4 days,
okay?
with 4 days,
It is
4 days.
4-day morning jam. I mean, we danced until that sun was coming up. It was like, woo. And we had the rum, we had the music, we had the community, right? And it was just, and we had the paint, we had the powder. Um, some of the people brought the jab energy out. Yep. So
My book too with Ryan. It's Adikra Band. He's featured in the book regarding the Juve. So if you want to know more about how rum is celebrated, again, get your copy.
yeah, yeah. And what she's holding up, that's Ryan of Adinkra the Band. He's the leader of Adinkra the Band, and that is who we jump with during Juve. So when you come to Barbados with us, he's our lead, he's our contact, and he takes really good care of us. And he also teaches about masquerading, and and keeping it authentic to traditional Bajan culture, and honoring the history and the joy and the liberation in the practice of jumping. So anyway, I just wanted to give people a little sneak peek, give them a little bit. Don't give them too much, Cheryl. Don't give them too much.
I,
We can
I
come back.
I won't, but I think it's great to know that you are also doing this because my audience is mainly students in college and stuff like that, and your audience is more about like families and other individuals who really want that curated experience. Maybe not in an academic setting, but I feel like the mission is clear, right? We have to really understand our root of where we come from, and being in Barbados really elevate you in that particular way. Like, I've learned so much of myself through my own academics and to my students, and that's why I've been doing this for 10 years, and I learn something different every time. Every time I bring students to Barbados, I learn something different about Barbados every time. There's always a bottomless pit of knowledge that I have never, like, I haven't uncovered. Like the stones keep uncovering, right? So it's a potent beginning for joy, for uninhibited happiness, and really, really finding yourself. And I think this is what sometimes is missing from just going to a country where you go by yourself. You're just going to a hotel and going to the beach, and I've been there, done that. But when you take a trip with Rafina or myself, it's more than just that. It's like the experience is very, very high impact. And I've even had students get married in Barbados, go to honeymoon afterward, because I feel like they enjoyed it so much. They took their spouse back to Barbados as a post post celebration, so
Yeah, I could
it,
totally see that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to know. You're such a great person to talk to because I have questions in my mind and then you start saying them and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I won't have to ask." So that's perfect. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I really wanted you to come on and share with my audience is so that they know that my intention, right, is to give them a high impact experience,
And
right? That is with
now,
cultural depth.
and
Huh?
sign up now on Rafina's trip. Sign up like
Sign
yes,
up now.
like yesterday, like
We
yesterday.
got 90 days, okay, until we'll be in Barbados for the summer. And then it's about 100 days to Kadooment or so. So we're still taking some registrations. We have about 6 spots available for the crop over trip. And if you want to go to crop over, there's a lot of companies or organizers you can go with, and they're not going to give you all this depth. You're
No.
going to land, you're going to stay at a so-so resort, right? You're going to have a driver that you don't really know. We know our driver, right? Our driver is family,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Haynes.
Yeah. But that's important too because they like he will give you a very authentic experience. He's not gonna pad it up, the prices and stuff.
Right.
And also, like I wanted to say something. What did I want to say? Oh my goodness, I forgot, Rufina. It was really important.
Well, I'm saying you're going to have an authentic experience.
Oh
And
yeah.
then these excursions, you
So
got it?
now I want to say that if you plan to go Rafina, you better book now because I always tell my students by the end of May, it is extreme, by at least June, is extremely difficult to get a ticket to go to Barbados. And if you
Yeah.
get one,
Oh,
it's sky high because sometimes you don't get a seat to Barbados because a lot of bodies are going to be there in Barbados. So I feel like if you're going, like book like almost as yesterday, okay? Yeah.
you bring up such a good point. Wait a minute. Can we talk about the plane ride to Barbados, Cheryl? Wait a minute. Wait. I didn't even think about this. Okay. I'm in LA. Okay. So you leave LA, it's just like a regular flight, you know what I mean? You got your little pillow, your neck pillow and stuff, and then you just want to sleep because you're just like, oh, it's about to be a long flight. You get to Miami, right? You get on this flight in Miami and everybody looks so good. Everybody's just beautiful. Hair done, nails done, skin glistening. The ladies are beautiful, the fellas are handsome, everybody looking real good, right? Okay, that's how you know you're going to Barbados because
Yeah.
everybody on the plane looking good, right? Now you're on the plane, okay? You get 30 minutes outside of Barbados and it just becomes a vibe. Like
Yeah.
it becomes a vibe. You're 15 minutes from landing and you could just feel the energy in the airplane just change. Everybody just get real cool. The vibes just come. When you land, people are basically clapping.
Are clapping and cheering on.
Because people are so happy to be in Barbados.
Hmm.
So I want y'all to know, like Cheryl said, get your flight. Book today.
Yeah,
Put your deposit down. Start working on your flight because those flights be packed. Crop over is the busiest time to go to Barbados. They run out of seats. The flights be booked. So if you're going to go and you know you're going to go, send your deposit, DM me, comment below, do all the things because this is the time to book it. Thank you for saying that.
oh yeah, you're gonna be in great hands with Rafina. I think I mean, I know that she's gonna give you a really, really good, superior package. And last year when she was my students, they had so much fun just having her along as well. So, she's great company, and she's been to Barbados so many times, and you know, you're in great hands. I'm in Barbados too, and coming up in the next couple of days as well. So book your tickets as soon as possible because literally it's very difficult to get a ticket. After June, it's crazy. It really is. And it'll leave you scrambling to get a seat. So I would say um if you have any doubt, throw it out. Book ASAP.
Yes, 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 Cheryl. Yes. So that's our, okay. Thank you so much for coming on. That's our talk about Barbados. I'm going to post this video so that you all can watch it later. If you have questions, comment below or DM me directly so you can see the itinerary for the family trip, the crop over trip, and we are also doing the Food and Rum Festival in November. All right. So thank you, Cheryl.
Nice.
Yay. All right. So we're going to end. I'll call you. Good night, everybody.